Hey, welcome! We're gonna cook some food. It's quick, simple. I am a rock star mom boss, which means time comes and goes really easy. And we're gonna make some split pea soup on the go. I love my Instant Pot. I always like adding extra olive oil. If we realize when obesity set in, it was about the 80s when we all went no fat and fat free. So it's important that we eat healthy fats. Olive oil, coconut oils, they're those healthy oils that are amazing for heart health and support that healthy heart. And I like more of it. I'm realizing right now that just how much my body wants healthy oils. So I'm doing some interesting things. Ooh, those onions. I'm doing some things like heating up hot water and adding organic coconut oil to it, and then a little cinnamon and honey. It's a delicious tea. All right, how many of you guys like chopping onions? Said no one ever. So I once was at a Thanksgiving event with my dad, and I was crying, and he took over chopping onions, and he started crying. So he showed me this. So here we go, folks. This is how you chop onions. Make sure that you can breathe and that you are not cutting off your airways if you choose. Okay. I'm going to advise you not to try this at home. Start filling it. I maybe needed to seal it a little bit around the eyes, but this is unheard of for me to make it this far and cutting an onion. I'd just like to take a moment and thank all my fans for supporting me in this. Okay, just kidding. I have to keep cutting before I really can't see. But thanks for supporting me and watching this, you guys. I hope it helps you and shows you healthy ways that you can cook really easy and healthy. That's the whole goal, you know. We actually we eat to live, and we forget that. All right, ready, set, safe. I think I'm gonna rinse stuff off though. Woo-hoo-hoo! I use turkey bacon, I don't use ham. I'm not a fan of ham. Curry onions cooked. I've heard theories that it's either the skin that once you peel off the skin, it starts making you cry, and I've heard theories that once you cut it, it starts making you cry. So, maybe that'll have to be a show. I'll have to have my kids do that for a science experiment. So I just use turkey bacon to cook this. No offense to those bacon lovers and those ham bone lovers. To me, it just doesn't make sense. Like, here's a little Cachay-ism. Nothing personal, right? Just look at it as it's an interesting perspective, that perspective that I have. But an animal that doesn't sweat, and when we sweat, we release toxins, In my mind, it doesn't make sense to eat an animal that doesn't release its toxins. That's it, you know, that's just my interesting little perspective there. So I am on that's just where that comes from. So if that resonates with you, maybe you never thought about that. If it doesn't resonate with you, totally cool, because we're all different. And honor your body. I think that's what's cool about my hubby going to becoming a health coach, is learning every body, not buddy, but every body responds differently to different kinds of foods. And I love that we can all have diversity and that different foods feel better and sound than they do in others. So when it comes down to it, honor yourself. So here is my secret. So carrots, I just pre-chopped a whole bunch and threw them in the freezer. So 2 small carrots, I'm doubling the recipe, so that's good. And I like a little bit more carrots, I like the sweetness. And then 1 celery stalk. So this is just celery stalks chopped up, frozen. And we're just kind of eyeballing it, because really a recipe is like a guideline, except for baking. But when it comes to cooking, recipes are like guidelines. They're not laws or anything like that. So it's important that we remember that. Sometimes we have fresh, but I didn't, so use the dried stuff. It's totally fine. But we are going to use some essential oils in this. I didn't grab my time, but we won't there. Okay, so parsley, 2 tablespoons, which would be about 4 tablespoons. So guys, I don't ever measure. 1, 2, 3. My husband has plenty of parsley. Half a teaspoon chopped fresh marjoram. So remember that the dried stuff they say is more potent. So I'm going to stick with about a half a teaspoon. Just again, kind of eyeballing it. Think of like the teaspoon you eat your cereal with, and that'll be a good place to begin with. And half a teaspoon. So half a teaspoon. Now I'm doubling the recipe of marjoram and thyme. And then when you cook with essential oils, you just need like a toothpick. You don't need a drop. Save the flavor, because remember, for example, we use the example of the time of, I just kind of dipped that on there. 1 drop of peppermint equals 28 cups of peppermint tea. So same thing with our spices. They're potent. Let them be potent without thinking you need a full drop or 2 drops or 5 drops. Citruses, I like throwing more drops in there, but when it comes to cooking with those spices, just a toothpick is sufficient. Salt and pepper, of course. I love my fresh Himalayan salt. There's Celtic sea salt that is like my favorite. I'm gonna go like, remember I have the bacon, so I'm probably at like, I don't know, a half a teaspoon of salt, because the bacon will add some to it, and pepper. I could go get my black pepper essential oil, but I didn't think of that either this time. And you can always add those after they've cooked, especially if you need more flavor with it. All right, this looks good. Everything's mixing in there. Look how beautiful and colorful all those that are in there. Okay. Now this is the part where keep it simple. Chicken stock or vegetable stock, I'll show you the brand that I use. I really enjoy the realness of it. We actually, if I had more than like 5 minutes to prepare for this, every time we get a whole chicken, we throw all the bones into a pot, throw some apple, throw a carrot, throw celery, we'll throw oranges, we'll play around with all sorts of stuff to make chicken stock from the resources that we have. You just let it boil on a low simmer for a few hours. So stock 1 teaspoon per cup. So I'm gonna put about 8 teaspoons. Scraper outer, I don't know what the word is, spatula. All right, I'll put a little water in it just to use the last of that little bit up. Waste not, want not is my favorite saying. So I love to make use of everything that our home has been blessed with. Okay, so while that's kind of sitting there, it's still on saute, so it's trying to heat up the frozen carrots and celery. And then I'll come, we're gonna look how many cups of dried green or yellow, picked over, rinsed, and drained peas. And this is like a lentil mix. Let it go to town. Okay, so I'm not too worried about it. All the ingredients are in there. I'm not going to add the bacon right now. That's crisping up because when I take this out, I'm going to blend it and then part it. Once this is done cooking, you take it and blend it. That's what makes split pea soup, that nice, soft, creamy. And at that point, after I've done some blending, you don't blend all of it, you just blend some. After I've done that, then I will crunch up the bacon really finely. I'll sprinkle it within the soup to be an accent with it. So I hope this inspires you for dinner. Super easy. We've been together maybe about 15 minutes thanks to the Instant Pot. And dinner's gonna be served healthy and happy. And when our guts are happy, we feel joy. So, and I feel joy sharing this with you guys. Gonna cancel, I'm gonna just hit soup. And now all I have to do is just clean up and then get ready for my class tonight. So in a matter of 15 minutes, dinner was ready. Yes, it helped that I had celery pre-cut and the carrots pre-cut. That machine I was telling you about from Sonoma, it's one of my favorites because even if I don't have a pre-cook, you literally just chop stuff through there so quickly, and that's why I have pre-chopped stuff, because if I have time, I'm like, well, I'm already chopping, might as well cut more. Onions is another one that's easy to pre-cut and leave it. You'll notice at the grocery store, they have onions frozen pre-cut. Save the extra $5 for the luxury of having pre-cut, or go buy them pre-cut, and have that stuff so that you can just cook meals ready to go. All right, signing out, and I look forward to meeting you guys one day. Take care.